Well, it's been a while since the last new support for existing archetype discussion, so I guess it's time for another one. The first archetype on the docket is one that recently got a deck discussion, Crystal Beasts. Right now, Crystal Beasts have two major problems. First, a lack of quality Crystal Beast monsters, both in general and that interact with the unique characteristic of Crystal Beasts. This issue limits the effectiveness of their nice quality spell support. In addition, slows down the deck because there are fewer opportunities to get Crystal Beasts into the spell or trap zone. The OCG support does not really deal with this problem of monsters because the two monsters are pendulums that do not have the Crystal Beast unique characteristics, and Horde is not a monster. Horde does help address the more consistent field control, but the player still has to choose from a rather disappointing monster lineup outside of Pegasus and Carbuncle. Overall, it can be argued that another monster may conflict against the lore of Crystal Beasts, but heck, let's just say another set of 7 gem monsters have been quote-unquote discovered, which could afford the creation of another Rainbow Dragon-like boss monster as well that could do something in the modern meta versus the existing Rainbow Dragon. Anyways, this first card attempts to address this first problem. Crystal Beast Opal Bear. Earth Beast, Level 4, 1700 attack, 1200 defense. Its effect: if you have at least 2 Crystal Beast cards on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Destroy 1 card on your field, then select one of the following effects. Return 1 Crystal Beast card on your field to your hand, and pick up the top 5 cards in your deck. Add 1 spell or trap card with Crystal Beast in the card text to your hand. Return the other cards to the deck in the same order as picked up. Or, return 1 Crystal Beast monster in your graveyard to your hand. Each one of the above effects can only be activated once per turn. If this face-up card is destroyed while it is in a monster card zone, you can place it face-up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell card instead of sending it to the graveyard. One of the chief advantages of Bear is the ability to provide some level of speed to the deck via a monster effect by allowing it to special summon itself, with a condition tied to the characteristic of the deck, setting up XZ plays or future spell support plays. The destruction effect helps speed up the deck by increasing the probability of setting up the necessary Crystal Beast monster in the spell trap zone for a big play. Beacon, Carbuncle via Promise, or even a straight abundance play. Finally, the selection effect allows for effective recycling, where the first one can take a Pegasus or Bear that's either in the monster zone or in the spell trap zone, add it back to your hand for reuse later, or you can take something that's been sent to the graveyard, either discarded or through an XZ play. Both effects seem rather balanced because you have to destroy 1 card and then return 1 Crystal Beast to activate it. The potential search is not guaranteed, but at worst gives you information about your next few draws. Also note that Bear's special summons effect is not once per turn, so you could swarm the field with Bear if the necessary copies are in hand. The second major problem for Crystal Beast is the issue of adding Crystal Beast monsters to the back row when starting from the hand during the same turn. Outside of Pegasus, the deck is rather slow at getting Crystal Beast into the spell trap zone during your turn from the hand without relying on a card like Dark Hole. You summon the monster, then you activate Dark Hole, then it goes to the back row. Metaphos tried to deal with this issue in the Metaphos Crystal Beast hybrid, but the problem is the inclusion of Metaphos card tends to reduce the overall bang that you can get out of the Crystal Beast portion of the deck. Opal Bear, the last card, helps deal with this problem somewhat, but I want Crystal Beast to have another helpful card as well. Crystal Demolition. Normal spell. Effect: return 1 Crystal Beast monster on your field to your hand, and return 1 card on your opponent's field to the deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon up to 3 Crystal Beast monsters from your hand to the field. Destroy Crystal Beast monsters on your field up to the number of monsters summoned by this card's effect, minimum 1, then draw 1 card. None of the Crystal Beast monsters summoned by this card's effect can attack on the turn they are summoned. Detonation provides 2 important elements to a Crystal Beast deck. The first effect helps Crystal Beast deal with powerful monsters through the non-target spin effect at the cost of the card and 1 monster field presence. Yes, this cost is somewhat mitigated via Bear's special summon skill, but still. This ability to remove powerful monsters is a feature that Crystal Beast decks lack, with the only real available options commonly being Utopia the Lightning and Abundance. The Graveyard effect helps address the aforementioned problem of Crystal Beasts in the hand getting to the spell trap zone in the same turn, in addition to providing some extra draw power. Well, that takes care of the additional Crystal Beast support. For combining this support with existing support, and even maybe the OCG support if it ever comes out, should make Crystal Beast fairly respectable in a competitive environment, at least in my opinion. The second deck for this discussion is kind of a shadow or almost culty favorite among players, and could somewhat be interesting if it actually receives some support geared towards its general theme. The potential archetype, Penguins. The problem with creating a penguin deck is twofold. Not surprisingly, they have a lack of properly themed monsters, but this is understandable because it may never have been intended to make penguins a proper archetype. So any new support for penguins must address this lack of monster issue. The second problem is that there's not enough quality cards to help them utilize the effects of their chief triumvirate, Soldier, Nightmare, and No Penguin, thus reducing the ability to control the field and produce real momentum off of their effects. You need more stable, continuous support to support the archetype. So what type of support can manage this issue? First, a new monster. Penguin Mimic. Water, Aqua, level 2, 1000 attack, 0 defense. The effect? During either player's turn, you contribute this monster and target one level 4 or lower penguin monster in your graveyard, and return it to your deck to apply the effect of the targeted penguin monster. During either player's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can return it to the deck to select one monster on your field and flip it from face-down defense position to face-up attack position. Mimic offers nice versatility, being able to copy the effect of any level 4 or lower penguin monster in the graveyard and activate it during either player's turn. The graveyard effect helps speed the activation of certain penguin effects to help interrupt opponent plays or speed your own plays. Mimic also introduces a new mechanic of sorts for the penguin archetype, of returning penguins to the deck from the graveyard. The second card, March of the Penguins, is a field spell. Its effect? If this card is activated, you can send up to 2 penguin monsters from your deck to your graveyard. If this card would be destroyed, you can return 1 penguin monster in your graveyard to your deck. It is not destroyed. During the end phase of a turn that a penguin monster's effect was activated, select one of the following effects. 1. Draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. 2. Flip any number of monsters on your side of the field face down. 3. Pay 1,000 life points to add 1 penguin card in your deck to your hand, except March of the Penguins. Obviously, one of the support cards needed to have this particular name. March being a field spell makes much more sense than being a continuous spell because it's searchable via terraforming, and it has an important effect, in my opinion, towards the archetype, so you want to be able to get it into your hand with relative ease, rather than just hoping you get lucky and draw it. It has self-protection, playing to the new theme characteristic of returning penguins from the graveyard to the deck. March speeds up the deck overall by allowing you to dump select penguins into the graveyard to help set up your plays. Finally, the selection effect helps increase consistency and allows the deck to continue to press advantage, either by moving faster through the deck to get more resources, or by maintaining field momentum by allowing you to flip spent penguins from face-up position to face-down. Finally, the third card, Penguin Cannonball Slalom, quick play spell. If a penguin monster is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower penguin monster from your deck and 1 level 4 or lower penguin monster from your hand in face-up attack or face-down defense position. This final card helps increase the general speed of a penguin deck by producing more combo potential, as well as that deck searching. It also produces quality defense by potentially mitigating the weakness of the ability to simply destroy the face-down penguin before it can successfully be flipped face-up and activate its effect. While there is still more potential support that both these decks could receive, I like to limit the overall support I highlight in these discussions to 2 or 3 cards in order to not drone on and on and on for too long. So that sums up how I would design some new support to better advance the competitiveness of both Crystal Beast and a possible new Penguin archetype. Thank you for your attention and your time. I'm out.